So again, we're going to start lying on the floor on your back, as always, in a comfortable position, whether that means prop under your knees or the knees stay bent, maybe blankets under the arms or under your head. So as always, these first few moments, just here to begin to ground and center, to start to bring focus away from anything outside of your yoga mat and to begin to draw focus into your body. Feeling the sensations of your breath, feeling the movements of your body as you breathe, listening to the soft sounds of your inhales and your exhales. Becoming aware of the rhythm of your breath. As each in-breath and out-breath begins to lengthen and slow. And as we create the rhythm that will be there to guide you through your movements today, and the rhythm that will support you through times of stillness. And just take another 5 to 6 breaths here. Allowing this awareness of the breath and the rhythm of the breath to become part of your body. So that as we begin to breathe and move, there's no more need so much to think towards the breath. It's there, part of you. And then allow the fingers to run gently across the thumbs or the thumbs across the pads of the fingers. Give your toes a wiggle, curl your hands in and out of fists, circle your ankles, wrists. And then we're going to bring your hands down as close beside you as you can comfortably for your shoulders. And then bring your feet as comfortably together in front of you as you can as well. So if they were out towards the sides of the mat, just bring now. If the feet can touch, great. If that feels like too much for your low back, maybe hips width distance apart and neutral. So here, we'll take a couple, again, points and flexes, kind of alternating the point and flex of your foot, bringing awareness down to the feet. So we're going to link a foot movement with an arm movement today. So we're going to start first, only moving the right arm, but the foot will change. So your next inhale, we're going to start to raise your right arm up to the ceiling and then bring it over your head. And then as you exhale, the right arm is going to come back down to the floor. So we're going to repeat that movement. The inhale is going to reach right overhead, but this time you're going to flex just the left foot. So you're drawing your left toes towards your knee, and then exhale, release the left foot, lower the right arm. Now it's going to be the right foot. So you'll inhale the right arm overhead, and the right foot is going to flex. Good. And then you'll exhale, release the right foot, bring the right arm back down to the mat. Now we're going to do left side. So we'll inhale without the foot movement one time, left arm overhead. And then exhale your left arm down. Good. Now inhale, you're going to flex the right foot as you bring the left arm overhead. And then exhale, left arm down. Now it's going to be the left foot, left arm flex. And then exhale. We're going to go back to the right side, add on. So the right arm overhead, no foot flex. Exhale the right arm down. Now the left foot flexes as the right arm sweeps overhead. And then exhale the right arm down. Good. The right foot's going to flex. The right arm goes overhead. And then exhale. Now we're going to flex both feet. Right arm overhead, both feet flex. And exhale the right arm down, relax both feet. Go to the left side. So the left arm overhead, no foot. Exhale, left arm down. Again, left arm overhead, flex the right foot. Exhale and relax. Good, left arm overhead, left foot flex. Exhale. Now both feet will flex, left arm overhead. Good, exhale, release. We're gonna do that one more time through now and add a head movement. So listen to my cue. We're gonna inhale, right arm overhead, left foot is going to flex. Now as you bring the right arm down and you release the left foot, you're gonna turn your head to the left. Good. Now flex the right foot, bring the right arm overhead. And then again, you're going to turn your head to the left as the right arm comes back down. Both feet will flex, head to center, right arm overhead. Now relax both feet, right arm dead, head down, head turns to the left. We're gonna hold here a couple breaths. So let the head turn to the left, let the shoulders relax, let the arms be heavy, let the feet relax. And now left side. We'll bring your head back to center. Good, starting with the right foot flex, inhale, lift your left arm overhead. Now as the left arm comes down, your head's going to turn to the right. Left foot flex, left arm, head to center. Exhale, turn the head to the right, left arm down. Both feet will flex this time, arm overhead. And then exhale, hold, head to the right, left arm down, soften the shoulders, relax the hips, the feet. Good, bring your head back to center, inhale, now both arms overhead. This time you exhale, bring both knees up into your chest, quick reset. Give both knees a hug. Rock the knees side to side, draw your circles. And just take a couple more breaths here. And now keeping both knees bent, place both of your feet to the floor. We're going to do a similar arm movement, head movement, but now add a bridge lift, hip lift to it. So start both feet on the floor, both palms to the floor, either side of your hips. Try to find equal weight in the feet. So you have weight across the center of your heel, each heel, and weight across the ball bounds of each of your foot. So if you were to lift all 10 toes, the ball of the foot would still press into the floor. You might feel a little lift of the inner arches and engagement in the ankles, but the balls of the feet still stay down. Now we're going to start gently lifting the hips, both arms staying down for now. So you'll press through the feet, feel the tailbone tuck a little bit, press through the heels, slowly lift your hips. And you're not going to go very high. The hips are only going to come a few inches off the ground, maybe 5 or 6 inches. Engage the glutes. And then as you exhale, one vertebrae at a time, lower your spine back down. Now we're going to do that, bringing the right arm overhead. You'll press through the feet. The right arm's going to lift. It'll come up overhead. And then as you exhale, we'll lower the hips. As the right arm comes down, again, you're going to turn your head to the left. Bring your head to center. The left arm is going to lift. The hips will lift with the left arm. And then you'll exhale the hips down and turn your head to the right. Good. Bring the head to center, lift the hips. The right arm will go overhead. And then you'll exhale, lower the arm, lower the hips, turn your head to the left. One more time, head to center, left arm's going to lift. And then as you lower the hips, the left arm down, the head will turn to the right. Good. One more thing here, head to center. Now both arms are going to raise over the head as the hips lift. And then you're going to try to keep the arms overhead as you slowly lower the hips back to the floor. Good. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Now we're going to bring the arms perpendicular to the floor, so reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling. From there, interlace your fingers so that your palms are hovering above your chest. So make sure the palms are facing your face, facing your chest, not rotating to the ceiling. That'll help to stabilize the shoulders. Now you're going to reach the knuckles up to the ceiling and then slowly lift the hip back into a bridge. Continue to reach the knuckles to the ceiling as you lower the hips back down to the floor. We're going to do this 4 more times. Pressing the knuckles to the ceiling, the hips will lift. Keep pressing the knuckles to the ceiling, lower your hips back down. So 3 more. Good. 2. Keep pressing knuckles to the ceiling, lift the hips. And then exhale, lower back down. Good. As the hips touch, we're going to bring the knees once again up into the chest, releasing your low back. Rock it a little bit side to side. Maybe rock your head side to side. And then roll your body over to right or left side. Give yourself a couple breaths on your side. From your side, make your way to tabletop or hands and knees. So rolling over onto hands and knees. Start by stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Do what feels most comfortable for your low back. We're going to start with a cat and cow, but it's going to come eventually with a forwards and back movement. So starting first, just define the movement of cat and cow. We're going to start with the exhale. So you're going to exhale, round the back, like cat. And then inhale, come forwards to cow. Chest forward, belly down, tail up. Again, exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, press the floor away, chin to chest. And then inhale into cow. Good. This time as you exhale, you're going to round the back, tuck the tail, but soften the elbows. Send the hips back towards the heels like child's pose. Then as you inhale, pull the heels of the hands towards your knees. Keep the elbows bent. Very top of the range of motion. You're going to lift the chest into your cow. So we'll exhale, soften the elbows, send hips towards heels. And then inhale, pull forwards, lift the heart, straighten the arms. Again, exhale. And inhale. We're going to do 3 more and then change it up a little bit. Again, still flowing with your breath. Good. Go ahead, exhale 1 more time. And then we'll come back to a flat back or neutral spine. Now, we're essentially going to do the same movement, but we're going to change the position of the arm. So you're going to take your right hand now, move it about 3 inches forward. So the hands are still shoulder width distance apart, but now the palms are staggered. You have a diagonal line from the left arm to the left, or sorry, from the right shoulder to the right wrist, but the left hand is still under the left shoulder. So it's going to be the same thing. We'll exhale, round the back. Inhale, find your cow shape. So starting just at the center of the mat without the forward and back movement, just to find the movements of the cat-cow, and then we'll add the forward and back. So again, right palm slightly forwards of left palm. Good. This time, as you exhale, you'll soften the elbows, round the spine, press back, and then inhale, bend both elbows again, come forward. So exhale, round, send hips towards heels. And then inhale, pull the heels of the hands back, lift the heart. Couple more here. Listen to your shoulders. It'll tell you pretty quickly if the right hand is too far forwards. And you can always scoot the right hand back a little closer towards the left or back towards the right shoulder. I'm going to do one more. And then this time, as hips go to heels, we're going to settle here for child's pose. Maybe the forehead can come to the floor, maybe not, that's okay. If you need to slide both palms back a little bit, that's okay too. As you sit your hips to your heels. And then if you're wanting a little more here, try moving the right hand towards the front left corner of your mat. Just make sure your head can still relax between the arms. And then for still more, a lift and lower of the right shoulder, kind of like you were playing peekaboo underneath your right armpit, lifting the right shoulder and then lowering it back down. So we'll be here just a couple more breaths on the right side. For still more, try placing the left palm on top of the right wrist and pressing the right hand to the mat, or even grabbing a hold of the right wrist with the left fingertips. Just take 2 more breaths. Good. And then we'll move the right arm back forwards. Come on to the both palms. Inhale, shift yourself forwards. Bring your right hand back in under your shoulder. Exhale, again, find cat pose. So we're going to take a couple rounds of cat-cow just at center to reset. And then we'll do the left side. Good. Finish your last exhale at regular cat-cow. And now we're going to take your left hand, move the left hand about 2 or 3 inches forward. So again, it's still shoulder width distance apart. It's just slightly forwards of the shoulder. Then from there, we're going to exhale, round like cat. Stay at center, inhale, arch the back like cow. So a couple cat-cow here before we add the forwards and back. Again, just so we build the movement in the spine before we get the movement in the rest of the body. Good. Now send the hips back as you exhale. And then as you inhale, hips come forwards, heart lift. Exhale, round, send the hips back, soften the elbows. Inhale, draw it back forwards. So a couple more here. And again, if you feel like you've walked the left hand too far forward, you can slide it back closer to the right hand. It could be just staggered by an inch. It doesn't have to be a big difference. Then next time your hips go to your heels, we're going to settle there like child's pose, sending hips to heels. Again, maybe sliding the hands back a little bit, forehead to the floor between the arms. If you feel like you could add more, take the left hand now, reach it towards the front right corner of your mat, but make sure your head can still fit between the arms. And then for still more, you're going to play peekaboo underneath your left armpit. So you'll lift the left shoulder and then lower it. Right hand can also be there to ground the left palm, left wrist to the floor. So again, we're going to take a few more breaths here until we're even on both sides. Good. Move the left palm back forwards in front of you, press into both palms. Inhale, shift yourself back forwards. Place both hands back under each shoulder. Exhale, round the spine back to your regular cat. Again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Just one more. Inhale. Once more to child pose, hip to heels as you exhale. Now from here, you're going to lift your hips, tuck your toes. We're going to slide the hands back towards the knees. We're actually going to come to a standing forward fold from here. So fingertips through the floor, or you can use a block in both hands. Lift the knees, roll the weight towards the feet, and then slowly lift the hips, but keep a generous bend in your knees. So your head and body can fall off the ledge of the knees, the belly resting over the thighs, head and shoulders heavy. This will help to keep the weight off the low back. It's a lot easier on the low back, easier on the hamstrings and the hip connectors. Take another deep breath in, long breath out. Now bring one hand at a time up to your hips. Take another deep breath in, press through your feet, long breath out. Next, inhale, lead with your heart, come all the way up to stand. And then as you exhale, relax your arms down. Good. We're going to do another arm movement with the breath. So we're basically going to start to move the arms higher with an expanding movement. So we'll start the palms at the belly. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. Now as you inhale, open the arms out to the side. They're just a little higher than your hips. And then exhale, palms back to the belly. Now we're going to move them a little higher, about the height of the armpit. Inhale. Keep a soft bend in the elbows, open the chest. And then exhale back to the belly. Little higher than the shoulders now. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Little higher than the top of your head. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Straight up overhead. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to do that one more time. Out to the side, little higher than the hips. Inhale. And exhale. About the height of the shoulders. Inhale. Armpits. Exhale. Good. Little higher than the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Little higher than the top of your head. Inhale. And exhale. Now straight up to the ceiling. Inhale. This time you're going to reverse the hands so the palms face the wall behind you. Bend the elbows, tap yourself on your back. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. And again, exhale, tap the fingers to your back. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Just take the arms to the ceiling. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring the arms back down beside your hips. Good. From here, we're going to grab that one yoga block. You may use it, you may not use it, but just have it in your hand. And then we're going to take your feet wider than your yoga mat. So we're coming to a nice wide straddle stance, having the feet parallel or slightly pigeon-toed, heels out, slightly toes in just a little bit. That'll help keep widening in the low back as well. And then inhale, circle your arms overhead. Good. As you exhale, take your block into your left hand, bring the arms out to a T. And I'm going to move over because I ran out of room. So sorry about that. Okay, arms out into a T. We're going to fold, hinging from your hips, keeping these arms into a T. Once you get about hip height with the upper body, we're going to take that block, lower it to the center of the mat so it's under your left shoulder. Inhale, take the right arm up to the ceiling. Good. Now exhale, bring your right arm over your right ear. Good. Inhale, take it back up to the ceiling. We're going to exhale up to stand and then come back to center. Good. Inhale, arms overhead. You're going to switch hands. So take that block into your right hand. Open the arms to a T. Good. We're going to exhale, hinge forwards. Once you've hinged forwards, that right hand's going to come down to the floor. So I've got the block on the highest setting underneath my right shoulder. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Good. Left arm over the left ear. Exhale. Back to the ceiling. Inhale. Good. Back to stand. Exhale to a T. We're going to do that one more time each side. Inhale, arms overhead. Take the block into your left hand. Open the arms to a T. Exhale, hinge forwards from the hips. Once you are parallel to the ground, you'll set the block down under your left shoulder. Now take the right arm to the ceiling. Good. Your right arm overhead over your right ear. Back up to the ceiling. Good. Then you're engaged both legs. Come up to stand. Arms back to a T. Good. Arms overhead. Last time. Inhale. Good. Switch hands. Block in the right hand. Arms to a T. Now we're going to hinge forwards. Last time from the hip. Once your body's parallel, you'll set the block down right under your right shoulder. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, left arm over your left ear. Last time, inhale, left arm to the ceiling. And now we're going to come up to stand last time. Arms to a T. Good. And then exhale, relax the arms down. Give your shoulders a roll. Toss your block behind you. You don't need it anymore. Give the shoulders one more roll. Keep the feet wide here. Inhale, circle your arms. We're going to exhale back into a forward fold, but this time you're going to bend your knees so you can bring your hands to the ground. And then you're going to walk your hands forwards towards a downward dog. So the feet are still staying wide. The heels can stay to the ground. So it can be a really short down dog. Feet nice and wide, palms reaching forwards, hips lifting up and back. So this wide-legged downward dog, relax the shoulders, relax the armpits. Let your head go heavy. Good. Take a couple breaths here. And then from this down dog, you're going to slowly walk the feet in until it feels like they're in a neutral position to set the knees down. So once the knees have come back to the ground, you can keep the toes tucked or untucked again on this one, doesn't matter. We're going to walk the hands back, and we're going to come up to a kneeling position, shoulders over hips. This next one takes a lot of upper body strength, and we're going to try to keep most of the weight off the neck, even though we're bringing the head to the floor. So just a key there, I'm going to show you the modified version and then the non-modified version. Modified version is hands to the ground to keep the weight on the neck, or off the neck, not on the neck. So we're going to inhale, arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to bow forward, bring the palms to the floor, bring the upper body to the floor. You're going to bring your right ear to the mat. Then you're going to press back up and arms overhead. So we're going to hinge forward from the hip, kind of bow like you were going to child's pose, palms to the floor. From there, you'll bend the elbows, lower the left ear to the floor. Then you'll press the floor away, and with that upper body strength, come back up. Good. Option 2, I'll show you, is a lot harder. It's hands behind the back. So as you bow, the hands are going to come behind the back, and you'll bring right ear to the floor. And then as you lift, hands stay behind the back, arms come overhead. And then same thing, hands behind the back, head turns to the right, left ear on the floor. And then you come back up. So we're going to do one more each side. Again, you can do bowing forward, palms to the floor. And then pressing the floor away to come back up with assistance of the palms, or hands behind the back, ear to the floor. And then inhale back up. Good. This time, exhale, hands to the heart. Untuck the toes. Have a seat on your heels. And this time we are going into one more child's pose. You'll walk the arms forward. Once the forehead comes to the floor, if it's safe for your shoulders and you want a little more, bring the palms together in prayer. Now, if it's safe for the shoulders, try to lift the elbows. And then press the pinkies into the ground so the arms go a little higher if you want a little more. Take a couple more breaths here. If it's not safe for the shoulders to bring the palms together in prayer, keep the palms on the floor in front of you. Take one more breath. Good. And then soften the elbows. Bring the palms to the ground. Slide the hands back to the mat alongside your knee, and you're going to circle your right shoulder. So circling the right shoulder blade up, around, and back. Good. And then you're going to do the same thing on the left side. Circle the left shoulder. Once you feel like you're even both sides, press yourself on up to seated. Take a seat on your mat, legs forwards out in front of you. Extend the legs to the top of your mat. Make sure you have plenty of space to lie back. Give your head a little heaviness towards the chest. Take a few pendulums of the head side to side. Release tension from your neck, from your jaw. And from here, we're going to go back to the floor, back to your mat. So you can go, as always, little core strengthening, one vertebrae at a time. This too much, maybe lower to the elbows or forearms. Too much for the low back, bend the knees, roll to the side, come to the floor that way. Once your head touches the ground, reach your arms overhead. Take that nice long stretch from fingers to toes. Take an extra breath in here. And then exhale, again, knees to chest. Give yourself a final hug. Rock it out, side to side, back and forth. Palms to kneecaps, draw some last circles. Take some in and out circles as well if you haven't already. The hip flexor is a good massage. Once you're even both directions, circle the knees back together, open the arms to a T. Take your knees to your left into a twist. And when the knees touch, if it feels like your hips are a little off, and scoot the hips to the right, and this might help you keep the knees stacked, the hips stacked, And then the shoulders and chest open. Take one more breath here. Now inhale, bring the knees to center. You can keep the feet on the floor, swing the hips to the left, and then let the knees now move to the right. So again, once the knees come down, maybe shifting the hips a little more so the knees can stay stacked, the hips can stay stacked, and then allow the chest, the shoulders, the arms to open. Good, one more breath here. And again, feel free to keep the feet on the floor. Inhale, your knees back to center. Give the hips a little shift back to center, the shoulders a little shift. And then bring your knees last time into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a big, deep hug. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, extend the legs forwards. Let your arms fall wide and heavy. Feel free to reach for props for your knees, arms, head. Adjust your body if the positioning didn't land quite right. Position of your hands, your feet, your head, your shoulders. Without any last twitches, wiggles, movements, itches, until your body can eventually start to settle into comfort and eventually find stillness. And take a moment to soften the bigger muscles that usually hold and support you. Soften your glutes, backs of your shoulders. Soften the muscles of your space between your eyebrows. Soften the muscles around your knees, elbows, down to your fingers, toes. And soften the muscles of your breath, your belly, muscles around your ribs, chest, shoulder blade, and throat. See if there's any room for your body to become just a little heavier. Your breath to become a little softer. Next time you breathe in until your body can hold no more air. As you exhale, open your mouth like a balloon releasing, let all the air go. Do that once more, biggest, deepest breath in of the day. Exhale any remaining tension, stress, anything your body no longer needs. Run your thumbs across your fingers, wiggle your toes. Curl your hands in and out of fist, flex point, let your head softly roll side to side. Take one last good stretch as you inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, roll to one side, right or left. Again, take a couple of breaths just to rest. And then as you inhale, slowly begin to make your way back up to seated. Thank you all very much for joining me today. Namaste.